in good countries, very productive nations, here in North America or Europe or Asia, there is a saying that the quality of the development of a nation is a function of your investment in your people. But that must happen right at the base, at the initial stages. And that is what His Excellency is doing, investing in the people. And the results, I tell you, they will show up as we go, but they are beginning to show up already in the access to education, the number of teachers we have, but also the quality and the outcome that we are seeing in terms of the results and the transition from one level to another. Now we are having more kids ready to go to university, and we are churning out more university graduates in very quality, high educational streams. So I think that's very solid, in my view. We're doing a lot of infrastructure, but we're doing infrastructure in a very smart way as well. We're doing infrastructure smartly. Before now, even since independence, the way we'll be funding infrastructure, we'll be doing what I call charity infrastructure. Charity infrastructure is infrastructure that is funded purely from government. The private sector is not involved, and they don't do it in a bankable way. Now what we're doing is we're doing infrastructure in a way that will involve the private sector. The Leone airport is built as a PPP without any sweat on government budget. It is built with private capital, but it is an infrastructure that we are benefiting from. We are doing the same thing with a 106 International Congress facility, with 106 hotel rooms, first class with presidential suites. We're doing it with that kind of structure. We're doing the same thing with roads. We're doing the same thing with power. We unbundle the power sector. The power sector is open up for private participation across all the what we call the value chain, whether it's generation, whether it's transmission, or whether it has to do with the distribution system. We have private sector, so it is open even for diaspora participation into generating power in the country. Same so for water systems. Water systems are open up for private participation. Before now, only the government can do. But right now what we have is, whether it's in the generation of water, in the distribution of water, in the transmission of water, it is unbundled. So we can organize ourselves in the diaspora to be able to penetrate each of those areas of investment in the country. These are not temporary programs that we are talking about. These are nation-building investments in what I call foundational investment for a nation that wants to transform. And I just want to invite you that with the kind of approach that we're using, there is a lot of opportunity for the diaspora to come in. I believe that Sierra Leone is a mining nation as well. Yes, we have land for agriculture, but the kind of agriculture that we're used to doing is very rudimentary agriculture. But we're moving on agriculture, open it up for private investment now. But it is beyond that. All the FDI that goes into the country, more than 60% and 70% of it, is going into the mining sector. So I believe our country is a mining nation. And now we know more what we have than we ever knew before. And that was done under the current government, the President Bill, investing in geophysical surveys that tells us that every district can be self-reliant and self-propelling when we harness what each and every district has in terms of minerals. It's just the way you structure how to do it. And the way we have been structuring, we've structured in the way that we must have our own national, strong national commercial participation. Not nationalization, national commercial participation, where we are inviting both diasporans or Sierra Leoneans to be able to work in joint venture partnership with foreign firms who bring capital and technology to harness these resources and help us build. That's where I see the power. We only need to organize ourselves very well. The American government approached our government to engage in critical mineral agreements. Well, people want to misunderstand that, but that's exactly where we are headed. We're signing it for a simple reason. We're signing it because we believe that the US has capital, they have technology, but also they have know-how. But they will partner with our own country, private sector or government entity to do what? To harness those resources create the flow, add value in country. Why? Because the flow that belongs to us as a state, we use those flow to do what? To invest in critical infrastructure that can allow you to be able to add value on your resources. So you need to be able to use your cash flow to build energy, to build rail, to build ports, to build roads, and be able to invest extensively even in agriculture. That's how you're going to be able to transform a country. I believe the diasporans have got a critical role and responsibility in joining the government in these new transformative ways of thinking about how to change the country. Something that I think is very powerful as well, that I've been thinking about. If we are able to mobilize, say, 100,000 Sierra Leonean diasporans of wealth, and ask them to be able to invest $5,000 per annum into the bond that I'd say we want to issue out. I believe per year we should be able to mobilize $500 million that can invest in any of these things that I'm talking about jointly with international partners. That's the initiative that we are trying to do. If 100,000 Sierra Leoneans are able to invest $5,000 each, that's $500 million investment per annum. $500 million investment per annum does great things. You can use that to leverage and mobilize capital to invest in big things. So I'm just throwing this out there. But what is important is the following. As part of this commitment to mobilize this, we are trying to, and for it to be very meaningful, we believe that we need to engage in technology as well. We're trying to develop what we call a Diaspora Connect app. This application is basically a platform that will directly link Sierra Leoneans abroad into investment opportunities and services for national development in the country. And so that at least even